Wat soek julle?
Soek.
Soek julle iets?
Soek en kry.
Petrol. Ek soek petrol.
Ja, nee, ons soek allemaal petrol.
Is oor Ukraine wat ons soek.
Ons soek.
Is Ukraine se fout en Russia se fout.
We'll use that, like we said, like we ended the show yesterday. We're going to use the Ukraine war for every excuse on earth.
Yes.
Net so.
Yes.
Moro. Welcome back, Kaufi.
Dankie. I missed you guys.
No, man, we missed you too.
I missed everybody.
No, we missed you, Kaufi. We missed you. But welcome back.
Thank you. I got a lot done on the personal, individual side yesterday. Sometimes, have you ever noticed, like you working, and then there's, for instance, let me just use an example. One car's license has to be replaced.
Oh yeah,
and you've got to, let's say, pay the post office for your PO box.
Yes.
And the one's car rear back tire has to be fixed. There's something not. So all these little nitty-gritty stuff.
You don't get to do it throughout the week unless you do take leave. To really because I mean these are it's administrative things that you can only do during the week.
Yeah, because if you try and do that on a Saturday morning,
how?
Oh hell no, it doesn't work.
And I prefer. I don't know what you guys prefer doing on a Saturday, but I prefer to do nothing on a Saturday. I don't want responsibilities on a Saturday. That's not what I want.
Yes.
Miskien hare skeer op 'n Saterdag of so.
Because that's not the responsibility. That's fun. That's it's relaxation.
Yeah, but like if you don't have leave days,
self-care.
Is 'n probleem om daai goed te doen. Daar is sekere goed wat ek nog nie gedoen het die vandag. Ek tot vandag toe omdat ek net nie leave days nog gehad het nie.
Trusco.
So ek sit dit nog by mekaar om net te sê okay, ek soek die dag.
Okay.
But at Trusco, it's you get Friday afternoons off. From 12 o'clock, then you can use Friday afternoons to go and do all of that.
No,
you
but
guys
especially if you're a crook. I mean, you get every Friday afternoon off.
He's not been here for a year yet.
Oh, that's correct. I forgot. You're still in kindergarten. He's kindergarten.
Ja.
Ek imagine net Kaufi hoe hy vir Zelly gaan sê, hy is so jong daar by wat met my werk. Hy kan nie Vrydag afkry nie. Maar ons wen elke Vrydag.
It was only the second consecutive week last week Friday that the crooks won something at least for a change.
Never, isn't it unfair that we are all crooks here, like at the radio?
And
shouldn't we get a copy?
It's called a hostile takeover.
Yeah, I thank you.
A whole coup.
They show nou hoe is jy nou weer geblok? They show sê hy's geblok.
No, who can you comment as you?
Yeah. Let's start off with sport quickly this morning. I think one of the and obviously we need to quickly get this out of the way because everybody is already in ala nyatsa al frumora.
Okay.
So Penda Nali, and that is exactly why we will quickly be discussing this morning. Last night around 12 o'clock, I was still awake, sort of just browsing through. I was watching a documentary of how America destroyed democracies over the last 100 years.
Yes.
But I also watched a little bit of Champions League football. Atletico Madrid obviously played against Manchester United last night. It was very much of a seesaw game, very, very competitive, and the game could have gone either way. But Atletico is through to the Champions League quarterfinals when they beat Manchester United 1-0
Wow.
at Old Trafford. Okay? Yeah, so just to rub some more salt in the wounds of Man United, I guess. I'm not too sure. Maybe you can tell us who scored the goal. Did Maguire score the goal last night? Because I'm not sure who scored the goal. Kalfi, in the meantime, could you figure out the score between Tottenham and Manchester United, the 3-2?
Yes, I managed to get that sorted out. Ro Vera sorted that out for me. Thank you, Ro. Because I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Because but you initially, you also couldn't.
No, I couldn't.
No?
Want ek was bietjie uit. Ek was 'n bietjie uit net so vir so 'n paar minute.
En ek probeer explain vir julle maar julle sê
net shut up, shut up. We don't want to listen. Ons wil nie hoor nie, but we can't get our head around.
Ek kan net Kalfi se gesê, but how? But how?
Yes.
Matundenje, Manchester United will remain united forever. You know what? I have a lot of respect for Man United. I think what you guys have done up until, let's say, 2012, when Alex Ferguson left, this guy took the dynasty of United,
no?
with him.
Yes.
I mean, when Alex Ferguson came to United from Scotland, there was a Scottish team that he coached, and we were not too sure as to what Alex Ferguson can do with this young, vibrant team, and especially when the David Beckhams, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Nicky Butt, all these players started coming through. We never knew how successful these boys would be, but they were a force to be reckoned with. In 2012, when Alex Ferguson retired, he took the success with him. But I mean, every team, every dynasty, every government, every whatever it is that you call, will come to a fall. Right or wrong?
Yes.
So I think in other countries you have dynasties, football dynasties that still sort of stays the same. I think in France, PSG remains the top dog. In Germany, it's difficult to dislodge Bayern Munich.
How is Real Madrid doing?
Hooness.
No, they're gonna win the league. Finishing klaar.
Barca?
No, Barca is in like third place at the moment. Yeah, they are so far behind.
You know, I was almost a Real Madrid fan. And then my guy left.
Who?
CR van Wyk.
Oh, CR van Wyk.
Cristiano Ronaldo himself left.
But Mitch, if you say you almost became a Real Madrid supporter, Cristiano Ronaldo left the club about 2 years ago.
Yep.
So wait, let me ask the question.
Okay.
Ja, wacht.
Okay.
So you are 31 years old. So you wanted to change clubs now at this age of 31?
Yeah, because Manchester had not play flop. That was not the problem. I was this close to be like, I'm going to go buy that. Ek gaan koop die trui van Cristiano Ronaldo. No. And then my guy left. I was like, nee man.
Yeah.
Ek hou nie van die spanne.
Who would you say is the best Bundesliga team ever?
Ever. It's in my view, it's Bayern Munich. I'm a Dortmund supporter. That's the team that I support, because in the history of German football, the players that I loved watching there was Andy Müller, Matthias Sammer, even Lewandowski, who plays for Bayern Munich now, comes from Dortmund. So there were some players there that I really and again I decided to support Dortmund out of my yeah, I mean, Bayern just dominates the league there, and then and over the years, I just decided that that's the team that I would love to support.
Well, the star in terms of Bayern Munich is Uli Hoeneß.
Oh, Uli Hoeneß, yeah.
Yeah, he even went to jail at some stage for tax evasion, but he's currently still a board member. So, who was the Manchester United stalwart that you just mentioned now? Manager that you said?
Alex Ferguson.
Alex Ferguson. So you've got these European football teams where in every country it seems as if there's just one person that is able to.
Yeah.
And now we're talking managers, not necessarily coaches.
Never, heb je al PS gespeeld? Heb je PS gespeeld?
No,
PlayStation, like FIFA?
The last time I actively played PlayStation was in the year 2000.
Oh my goodness, that is to PlayStation 1.
Well, yeah, and that was when Zidane was still playing. Yeah.
So this is the thing there. I will tell you like the most powerful team on there. And if you have an average of being a gamer, if you're average, even an average gamer, and you take probably Real Madrid, and you play against another average gamer, you have more chance of winning. But if you both are like average gamers and you take Bayern Munich and you take Real Madrid, hij zal struggle.
Nee.
Hij zal struggle. Like, that's net. Bayern Munich's Owens, like the stamina and alles, dat vat lang om af te komen. And their shooting power is tough.
Very, very strong.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So ik hou altijd daarvan als iemand voor Real Madrid vat in een game, dan vat ik altijd voor Bayern Munich.
Aha. But yeah, that's the spot for you right there. The big game this evening will be Arsenal against Liverpool in the English Premier League. I know exactly what's going to happen there. I pray for a draw. That's all that I'm praying for. But we are playing at home, so I give us sort of a 50-50 chance to at least just to get a draw.
And I believe that Tayshaun is from Liverpool. It's Liverpool, mos.
Ja, it's Liverpool.
Lever trek dat. Hij trekt lever.
Kaufi, what do you got in store for us in the news?
This is Informanté Live, and these are our top stories. The affirmative repositioning movement and its leader, Job Amopanda, on Tuesday briefed the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources on their draft land bill, which prohibits the ownership of land by foreign nationals in Namibia. The affirmative repositioning in March 2019 gave in a petition to Parliament for the urgent passing of legislation to provide regulation on the ownership of land by foreign nationals. 2 years after the giving in of the petition, the movement has finally sat down with the parliamentary committee in its first consultative meeting on the proposed draft bill. Amopanda, during the meeting with the committee, voiced concern about the escalating ownership of land by foreign nationals in the country and stated that there are communal farms north of the Red Line that are owned by Chinese nationals. Amopanda further noted that there are currently 1.2 million foreigners who own land in Namibia. Teresa Dalila Mishininga, at the age of 20, accused of assaulting her 70-year-old grandmother, Lucia Napolo, with intent to cause bodily harm, was granted bail of 500 Namibia dollars at the Oshakati Magistrate Court on Tuesday. Magistrate Jocelyn Klaasen postponed the matter to the 5th of May 2022 for further police investigation and obtaining legal aid. State Prosecutor Phyllis Shudeni told the court that they were not opposing the granting of 1,000 Namibia dollars bail with conditions. And finally, Sylvia Gilaluwa, also at the age of 22, accused of raping an 11-year-old male family member, was remanded in custody at the Oshakati Magistrates Court on Tuesday. The crimes were reportedly committed on the 24th and 26th of September 2021 at Okanjengedi in the Oshana region. Magistrate Jocelyn Klaasen postponed the matter to the 31st of March for plea and trial. The accused can also apply for legal assistance with suspension of a 300 Namibia dollar fee payable to legal aid, she said. State Prosecutor Phyllis Shudeni opposed the granting of bail, saying despite investigations being finalized, it would not be in the public's interest. Your Trustco share price today, the 16th of March, is at $1.29 per share. Taking a brief look at the financial indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 15 Namibia dollars and 10 cents, against the euro at 16 Namibia dollars and 60 cents, and against the British pound at 19 Namibia dollars and 70 cents. This is Informanté Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Informanté News. Informanté News. Informanté News. Firm but fair.
It's the second week of our Easter competition on Informanté Live. This week's competition is a tandem skydive opportunity with compliments from Skydive for Fun. You stand a chance to win a skydive to the value of 3,000 Namibia dollars at Tandem Skydive in Swakopmund. All you have to do is hashtag Skydive for Fun, and remember to include the digit 4 in the hashtag Skydive for Fun in the comment section of the competition post on our Informanté Live Facebook page. This week's competition ends on Friday the 11th. Winners will be announced on social media.
Duitser?
Can it end on Friday the 11th? What's the date today?
Nee, ek weet. En,
Sien, jy het dit ook nou so
This is
gelees,
also
né?
verkeerd. It's this Friday coming.
Ja.
It's
yeah.
18.
Mitch made the same
mistake.
yesterday, so we tried to just to let our viewers know that it's a printing error on the on the report.
Yes.
So it's this coming Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Skydive
So
with
kan julle
Neville.
ook vir Koffie nou net skel oor daai 11
Ja.
So
Hulle
jy
dom
wil ek en
is.
Neville nog
Skel.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is the way it came from the from the other desk.
Yeah. That other desk.
As jy nou just change it.
Yeah.
But we fixed it on air.
Ja.
Deshaun, yes, and we are fixing it, and Deshaun het ons sommer nou onmiddellik vinnig nou gesê.
Yes.
So it's fine. So it's this coming Friday, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Just a few comments before we get into the mix of things. Natalie, goeiemôre. Mutondenje, goeiemôre. Deshaun is in the Zambezi region. Hande. Joshua Hadula. Joshua, are you in Russia? Are you in Russia? What's the situation at the moment in Russia? Are you in a safe space at the moment? Natalie, moenie die mense koggel nie asseblief. Freshiana, Freshiana, can you please do me a favor and not mention the name Ludritz, please? For the foreseeable future on the show, until I make my way to Ludritz. Freshiana, when is the Crayfish Festival in Ludritz? I miss the town so much that I don't want to see any information about Ludritz until I get there. Okay? Vanessa Koeibeb, morning. Dit word mos net verskyns gegroet. Sowieso. Ja. Nee, is nie op besigheid die shines. Shut up.
Neville, check vir my gou wie het Natalie weer gegroet. Is dit net julle twee weer?
Nee, sy het net verskyns gegroet.
Natalie of Vanessa?
Vanessa. Oh, nee, ek praat van Vanessa. So jy vir Natalie uit. Ek het die storie met Natalie.
Natalie was the first to comment today, saying, "Good morning, Kofi. Good morning, Neville." If she knows what quality is all about. Once you've tasted bratwurst, you never go
because
back.
of the war in Ukraine. I'm telling you, Neville. Natalie was greeting us all before the war in Ukraine.
Nou het die goeie gechange.
Die goede gaan change.
Penda Nali, Moro, Matunjenje, Moro. Nina, may ayes katabol, Moro. Joshua Adula, China and Russia decided to unfriend the United States.
Wow.
Please interview the ambassador of America that is situated in Namibia. We have questions to ask those Lanis from America. Wow. We will definitely look in your request for sure. Things are really heating up there. Daar's niks wat jy in jou tee net nie. Behalwe, drink jy koffie of tee?
Tee altyd.
Is dit tee? Christemint tee.
Christemint rooi.
It's a tradition for you. You must drink a cup of tea every morning religiously when you sit here.
It's what 5 roses tea.
Yeah, 5 rows.
Do you know there's more caffeine?
By die huis en dan drink ek dit hier of weer.
Do you know there's more caffeine in tea than what there is in coffee?
Oh my goodness. I lost me.
Answer the man.
I don't know.
Yes. Then you need to find out. It's important.
Never lost toch. Laat ek ten minste die heb het. Ek wil die anders ou klas stop hoor julle.
Oor ons?
Ja, want julle complain mos.
Nee, hoekom complain ons? Ons complain nie. Jou lewe is jou lewe. Ek het jy nie die song luister. Mitch. Ons manne nee, who are middle-aged black guys, middle-aged as ons by mekaar sê hier se kuier. And we having a little braai and whatever, né? As ons bietjie gechwala gaan raak. You can ask Jimmy who comes here, all my friends that you think that you know. As dit hier laat na gaan word and we start playing music. If there's one song we always play.
Kalalata.
Wat mense? Galakata, Mendoza. It's my lewe. It's my life. As ons so begin, né? It's my lewe. Because we are at an age where we don't give a shit. Dink wat jy dink van my lewe is my lewe. And we all, as daar al so, kick it. Ja, so
ken nie die songs.
Dit laat hy ama 2000s laat hulle lap, verstaan jy? So is jou lewe. Drink jou tee. Gary, wat sê hy?
Eet jou geld.
Eet jou geld.
Nou moet ek drink jou tee begin.
Drink jou tee. Verstaan jy? Solank jy nie jou tee op die show. Ja.
Is klaar.
Dankie. Vader, dis klaar.
Na man, sate, man.
Sate. Draadsitter besigheid daar by Mitch. Die ou moet net 'n ander span gaan support.
Excel.
Sê Rou Vera. Joshua Hadula, Wolfsburg is the best Bundesliga team.
Aha.
Ach, scheiße man. Joshua. Ja, Natalie. Vra sommer ook vir die weather asseblief. Stefanus James. Mitch, those are topics. Where will they have time to play station? Mitch, wat sit jy in jou tee? Joshua, I know there are guys my age that still do play PlayStation.
There are like 3 here.
Yeah, but for me, I don't see the value in that in my life. I really stopped.
I share your sentiments.
Yeah.
As you kind of get older, there are other things that I enjoy doing more.
I don't sit here and game and whatever.
Yes.
What?
Gaming is life, never.
Nee, maar ek verstaan.
Let no say coffee. Do you know there's more caffeine in gaming than?
Ja. Trustco share price, Stefanus James.
Sorry, I did reply to that.
Had you reply?
$1.29 per share.
Okay. Jurgen Kesep says, skydiving, Tissa. Lyk meer soos 'n add-op grinder. Daai twee lyk te happy. Eerlikheid, Jurgen. Jurgen, we don't need you here.
Waar was hy gister?
Ja. Waar? Joshua Dula, first week of April. Rovera sê, sien julle, jy kan sien weer moffies op die skydiving advert. Raymond, moenie die rekening geld gaan bet op Arsenal. It will end in tears. Nee, ek weet. Raymond, I've really prepared myself already for a hammering tonight, but since maybe our pride will keep us a little bit more focused this evening. So, kom ons kyk maar. Rose says, bra, kyk sy comment daarbo. Hy vat gat. Kam dat hy twee ouens lyk baie happy. Rovera says daar is 'n Mavuto op die linkerkant. Nou wil ek ook nie die skydiving competition wen nie. Masha Limasha, more. Good to see you guys all on the stream this morning. Guys, I have a very important announcement that we need to make here this morning, and obviously it is important that we quickly discuss this as to what the regulations from here going forward will be.
Yes.
Ou Hageb spoke yesterday
To his people.
to his people who are us.
Yes.
And Ou Hage have decided that the size of public gatherings will be adjusted from 500 to 1,000 people.
Yes.
This will be applicable to all social gatherings as defined in the regulations, including weddings, funerals, church services, and sporting events. Ek hoor that the wearing of masks in public places is no more mandatory.
Ooh, I'm going to have so much fun with those security guards.
Oh.
Yes.
However, people who are in close settings such as public transport, indoor public meetings are encouraged to wear masks. Physical distance of no less than 1 meter must be maintained between persons at all times. Your take on this, guys?
Ek het 'n aftertears party vir die mask. Groot winkels, asseblief, julle kan kom, is 'n R100.
Ja.
En jy is 'n jigre afslag vir 50 as jy jou mask aanbring, laat ons dit begrawe.
Ja.
Ja, no, I'm liking it. Ek word geïrriteerd van die mask. En ek vergeet dit altyd. Ek ken nie hoekom nie, maar ek vergeet dit altyd. Dan het ek 'n probleem met die kantien. As ek dit vergeet, altyd so ek is like, "Ag, dankie Vader van Keetmans, Ackermans en shit."
Ja.
Ek is baie bly. I'm happy.
Ja.
Ek ken nie hoe julle voel daaroor nie, maar I'm happy.
Well, let's wait until May month.
Yeah.
Ja, ne?
Push
Ja.
the shots.
Because this is what Masha says. I really think that this is a ploy for the next variant, die mense speel games. Yeah. Tayshaun, on what you are saying was actually my own conspiracy theory.
Yes. I know exactly where you're going.
My own conspiracy theory around why the regulation has been changed immediately this week is in light of the independence celebrations that will be happening. Is it Monday, Tuesday?
On Monday
is it on
Independence
Monday?
Day.
Yeah. So Monday is Independence Day. We cannot have a situation where only 500 people
Yes.
will be rocking up at the stadium. Okay? So I personally don't think a less than 1,000 people or more, come and say on Monday, 2,000 to 3,000 people rock up at the Independence Stadium
Without masks.
without masks for, to celebrate independence. Are they going to whoosh those people away?
Well, it's legislation, isn't it? Otherwise, you are a criminal institution.
No, even
No, I'm not asking white people here. Sorry.
the military,
it's
jy kan maar
our
sê altyd
independence.
military wees, dames.
It's our independence celebration.
Ja.
Yeah. So, will we be...
Kaufman, moenie worry. Ek
Luister, is baie verkeerd. If I guys, I don't think for 1 second that if there are 2,000 or 3,000 people rocking up at the stadium,
Sure.
that they will be stopped.
No, there won't be. Like, look,
The problem is the city. Sorry, Mitch.
yeah,
Sorry.
just the security detail will already be like 300 or 500 people there. Jy kan so, wat sê jy nou? Jy sal net hoor,
The city
die
of-
president sê maandag, I meant per square meter.
Per square meter.
The city of Windhoek doesn't have enough buses. It was in the local newspapers this morning.
We discussed it yesterday. Because why? Because there are parts
Yes.
of the buses that can't arrive because of the war in Ukraine. And that led off a salvo of absurd reasons why people have personal problems. People were saying, are we going to blame the Ukraine now for every stupid thing
That's happening to us.
that's
isn't it?
happening to us at the
Yes.
moment? So because of there are certain parts that apparently needs to come from the Ukraine or whatever. How it's the first time that we hear that we're getting body parts for our vehicles
Yes.
from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Now suddenly the buses cannot move. But let's not deviate from that specific from the topic. So 1,000 the new regulation is 1,000. That's what it is. You don't have to wear mask in public spaces anymore.
Yes.
But it is encouraged that you do wear one if we are in confined spaces. All I can say for me, myself, and I'm like with you, Mitch.
Yeah, bro.
Guys, for the longest time, I had corona very bad last year. But if there's something that I hated, I mean, I've done the vaccine, I've done the ivermectin, what. But a mask is my ever end. I don't like masks. I prefer not to go into shops. And I know very wrong of me that I sometimes obtusely try to wiggle my way through security without wearing a mask if I go into a shop. And just to be told that, please, sir, can you wear your mask? Then I will put on my mask. But as ek net om die ander rak kom,
Dan hulle kom.
hulle kom af. And that's how it was. But that's the regulation.
Yeah, but I find it also so ironic, over the past couple of months. If you walk in the street, even if you walk alone in the street, you have to wear a mask. But then when you come to your place of employment and you sit down at your desk with your fellow colleagues, you're allowed to take your mask off. But so you walk around alone, you have to wear a mask. But when you're not alone, you can take your mask off.
It's always been the most absurd scene. If I see somebody driving in his car by himself with a mask on.
It's just the own goal from McGuire.
Yes.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
You see, where the whole mask wearing comes from, I think it was either Japan or China, perhaps. I'm not sure, but one of those countries could have also been Korea, South Korea. People that wore masks were the ones that had the flu. And out of respect for the other people around them, they wore a mask.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of this mandatory fashion statement.
Mevrou just lost her mind yesterday. Lost her mind. Ja nou, hoekom moet hy sê ons moet nie meer maskers dra nie? Hoekom moet hy die nommers increase to 1,000? Ek sê, excuse me, mevrou, excuse me. So we were at a big show the other day at the country club. Nobody was wearing masks. Did you have a mask on? Nee, maar ek sê maar net, ek sê ag
There's
asseblief.
these stories like China is gone under lockdown again. So mensen voelen dat ze andere variant wat aankomt. So they think like the guys are playing a ploy again om te say let's let them loose. En dan gaan ons hulle weer die siekte, dan moet hulle weer terug gaan. So
Guys,
the conspiracy theories, eh?
Can we safely say that COVID is something of the past in Namibia? I mean, with only 225 people.
Sinjay hierdie man.
Because
Sinjay-
I'd like
Sinjay-
to know,
Sinjay-
when do we
Nee.
get to the point
Nee.
where we have to congratulate the anti-vaxxers?
Ja. Wag, sien jy hierdie koffie nê? Hierdie koffie, he clandestinely tried to give us the coronavirus numbers. Ja.
Stefan James.
Nee, ek weet. They are working together. It's a tag team now. He's busy trying to tell us a story. But can you see, if we look at the COVID numbers, that the current... So, Kofi, gee jou COVID numbers, asseblief.
Hey, hou hom skelm.
Nee, hou hom skelm. Ja. So jy wil COVID praat.
I want to because it goes hand in hand with
Yeah.
what our president said.
Ja, nee, ek sien waarmee jy besig is, Duitser.
So active cases are 225 active cases. This next month, we're like sitting with 2.7 million people in the country.
So it's 225.
Yes.
Nee.
Of which newly confirmed cases are 10 and recoveries are 7 with 0 deaths. So should we continue reporting on this on a daily basis? Maybe we should ask our viewers and listeners out there, are you really interested in the COVID cases? I know Tyshawn.
I'm not interested. I'm really... I'm so over COVID. Seriously. I'm done with COVID. There are way more important things, I think.
COVID is not done with you.
No. COVID is done with me
That's all right.
and my family. COVID will not take one of my family members anymore. I think, Kofi, personally, around May, June, when winter kicks in, I will definitely become more aware again of COVID. But my constant...
Will you get a booster shot? No.
Good question. You just
Because
put me on the spot.
Looking at the weather,
Yeah.
it's getting colder. Have you not realized this? Because COVID and the weather goes hand in hand.
Dis klaar. Okay, Kaufman. Okay,
Ek is
makkelijk.
Okay, so
Ek is klaar.
the weather for today, the 16th of March. In the interior, sunny and warm to hot in the south and the west, elsewhere partly cloudy and warm to hot, with a few to isolated thunder showers in the northeast. The coast partly cloudy and mild to warm, with morning fog patches, wind moderate northwesterly to southwesterly. The nice cool temperatures for Namibia today. In Windhoek today, maximum 30 degrees Celsius, Walvis Bay 24, Swakopmund 21. Katimamulilo 28, and then Oshakati 33, with Omothia at 34. Coming down to Ochivarongo 33 and Rehoboth at 28. Then looking at Marintal, 36 degrees, Keetmanshoop 30 degrees Celsius. And then where's my favorite place? The one that I always tend to forget is Karasburg, is at 28 degrees Celsius. So we're definitely seeing colder temperatures for the south today in terms of the maximum temperatures. In Beitebos and Gobabis, we've got 30 degrees Celsius. And that's your weather for today.
Dakaza stands at 28 degrees. It's a place in the south that I love. I haven't been to Dakaza in quite a number of years. That's Karasburg. Yeah. DJ Kofi in the building. Stephanus James Ananias. Is Jürgen Geisep Awe Kofi. Kofi is skelm. Yeah, Vanessa. Yeah. He's pushing his agenda forward.
It's a news potsotso. A news potsotso.
It's a news potsotso.
Two finger the news.
Two finger. Tunzela. Joshua Adula said, julle wat julle se jab gekry het, you were all going on like America. See your life, Russia will humble you with your masks. Kom ons kyk gou. Jürgen Geisep says, if masks are no longer a requirement but rather a recommendation, why then should we have 1,000 maximum? Doesn't make sense. Open up or leave everything as is. Ons hoor jou, Jürgen. Ons hoor jou. Rose says, ach shines, COVID is done. Jou bedlak mond. Yeah. Please keep us informed with COVID numbers. I want to see something after the 21st. Okay? Allah say, Kofi, I remember a time right in the beginning when there were only 2 people in the country who had COVID.
Yes. That's a long time. I remember how we all waited for the first coronavirus case. It was 2.5 years ago, wasn't it? And Cubase and I, we were watching it with an eagle eye. And then Walvis Bay gave it.
Walvis Bay. Julle byna as julle hiersoos. Vedi Kayere, Funny Pai, yeah, Ritvapi. You people brought COVID here.
Al die ziektes wat in Namibië gekomen het van die baai afgekomen. Everything came from the baai. The baai area.
Joshua Abdullah says, yes, we are interested in the COVID cases. Us that didn't get vaccinated, we would like to hear the current numbers. Now, you who did not get vaccinated, why do you want the numbers? What does that have to do with you? Huh? Why? For what? Huh? I've been done with COVID with Neville a long time ago. Is net omdat Koffie lees wat ek luister sê Masha. Natangwe says we need to keep our mask on because some mouths are really smelly.
Yes.
Very true, Natangwe. Mask was saving us. Raymond sê road dieselfde vir my broer. Die braaf van die Shabin moet maar wag vir die drank skuld. Daai Ukraine war maak 'n man se goed deur mekaar. Oh, nou gee jy die Ukraine war die skuld omdat jy nie jou drankskuld kan betaal nie. Sis, Memesara se bierpryse is ook op oor die war in Ukraine. Said Teshon. Joshua Dula say, can't wait to go buy Panado at Lady Pohamba Hospital. That white security officer het my lang gemors. And Natalie says, and people that's not vaccinated moet hulle ook nie mask daar nie. Stefanus, toch. Lelike Afrikaans. Okay, so Corona waited for Independence Day for it to move back. Say Eiley Meide. So us that didn't get vaccinated, are we supposed to wear masks? Ja, julle sal maskers dra. Roviera says, my landlord Jet and Pep can also wait for their payment. The war in Ukraine is really a problem. Okay. A shop. Mutumba, please don't ask that question here whether a shop is a confined space, because I'm not going to wear my mask in the shop. Othalvenda. Independence celebrations in Namibia, it's the time where August 26th company chop the tax money. People go eat dry lunch pack and stand the sun to hear speeches that we all know since 30 years. Will the independence celebrations really allow for social distancing? No, I think that it's just for the benefit of the celebrations that the things have changed. Can we please talk about Swapper and its no mask celebrations? As I believe, Natalie. Okay, that's as far as we have. I need to ask you guys, and which will lead us into what we also discussed this morning, Kofi. Do you guys think in your personal lives as you sit here, and everybody fears the fact that another variant is looming over Namibia, and obviously with the numbers being increased, etc., etc. Do you guys think in your personal lives you can afford another 2020 the way we experienced the year 2020 with the state of emergency on the 28th of March? I still remember, guys, it was a Friday evening, 12 o'clock. Friday evening, 12 o'clock on the 28th of March, when Hage said, nobody moves. Can we afford that in our lives ever again? China is going through that now, again.
Maybe we need to also understand from what angle we need to listen to your question here, Neville. Because typically, when one asks that question, everybody thinks the financial route. You understand? So if you say, oh, can we afford another 2020? Then typically when we sit here, we say, okay, hang on, how do I answer this? Because, can I afford it in terms of money? Let aside the money portion. We all know, we all have somebody very close to us who passed away because of COVID.
Yeah.
No? Or we know somebody. So from that point of view, the answer is definitely no. And we Namibians can't afford to now have over 4,000 deaths because of COVID. In terms of the country's economy, in terms of financials, I think everybody would agree that there's so many of us, probably I would say 80% of the country, who would not be able to financially afford another lockdown.
Yeah. Mitch, do you think that the situation that we have in our country at the moment, do you think that there are still people that's affected economically what has happened in 2020, mostly 2020?
Yeah.
Because 2021 was just a continuation of 2020. But do you think that people still suffer remnants of what has happened there?
Yeah. Oh, and just to look at it, let me just give you a good example here. It's people in the performance arts industry. Now people know how desperate we could be and bring our prices down, and now they're like, "Yeah, we'll pay you $1,000."
It's as if it's the norm. No?
It's the norm now. Like, people will really come to you and be like, "Yo, I'll pay you $1,500," because they know we still haven't recovered from that. And I see some of my friends, some of the people that I performed with, they've moved back to the parents. Now you have a whole morality thing that you have to fight with now. That are you gonna move out now that things are getting better? And your people will look at you like, "Hey, Diana, as goed dat die mekaar dan kom jy terug," and then, you know. So all that, like looking from all that aspects, it's like They are still, people from the arts industry are suffering at this moment, where they have to compromise their talent and their art at this point. So they still have to do like 2 to 3 years to be like get at that point where they were getting paid 10,000 and so on. So yeah, they're still suffering from that impact from that point of view.
Mitch, we also, I'm totally with you on that, because I have performed over the past 2 to 2.5 years, also lowering our prices in terms of music entertainment in order to accommodate the establishments, in order to get the people in. Now that we say with these kind of rules that we have in place now, no masks, 1,000 people, and all that kind of stuff, now it's our job as artists to get back onto that narrative, that one where we used to be. Because if we don't do that, it is totally our fault.
Yeah, we do.
We have to go back to these institutions, because I've played at a specific institution already twice, where, you know, everything is forgotten, the place is packed full of people and what, and then they come with $1,500 and thank you for your music. You know, this used to be a $7,500 Namibia gig, you know, but dit is wat die Afrikaners sê, dit is 'n aanname.
As 'n aanname.
Is 'n aanname dat dit vir altyd so sal bly. You know, it's now, don't worry, no, we're not going to pick up the prices now because, no, don't worry about it, and it's okay.
Like, it's just scary that, like, they know that somebody else, like, we are recovering, and they know somebody else will take that 1.5. They know. And if we don't sit down as artists and people from the performance arts industry, and we don't sit down and we go like, yo, we're moving back collectively to what we were charging, it's never going to happen. It's going to take a while, like 3 to 4 years.
I would say the following. It's total financials. Revenue equals price times utilization. We brought the revenue down. We brought the price down, and the utilization went up, okay? Because establishments said, okay, we're not earning that much money anymore, but I can do it at this price for you. We accommodated that. We've also remembered that pre-COVID, they supported us as well, even though the prices were higher. It is now time for us to pick up our prices again. Even if the utilization goes down a bit now, we will see that in a month's time, 2 months' time, that we will get the utilization up to where it should be. My recommendation as an artist myself, music artist particularly, I mean you are a comedian, but I would say this is the time that we now need to utilize to reinvent ourselves, so that we get out of that normal program and make something better, which we are able to sell at a higher price again.
Yeah, reinvent yourself. Yep,
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, and talking about businesses, Samuel Hendricks say a lot of people are still suffering since 2020 because of COVID. They've been retrenched. Businesses have bankrupted, etc., etc. It's really been so bad that many people have lost their livelihoods. Which brought another increase of a tragedy in our lives because of COVID. I think the number of suicides increased globally due to people losing their livelihoods, losing their businesses, losing so much. And if I can think about how COVID affected me financially, it's for me to just to be sane in this 2 years was a challenge. You know what, as entertainers and people who come here and speak to the general public out there, you need to wave and smile every day.
Yes.
That is what you need to do.
Princess Diana.
But when the lights and the cameras are off, you are a different person. And I think for me, I've never experienced the kind of mental challenges that I've experienced in 2020. Not being able to look after my family the way I wanted to was a challenge for me.
Yeah.
Yes. And even as an individual or as a family or even as a private business, if you survived COVID, you're a miracle in yourself. In itself. So, but now is the time that we really need to have a good look, because the energy prices are going up, inflation is going to go up. We've got no other choice but to have to adapt and jump onto the same economic bus. If they're raising the prices, you will probably have no other alternative but to raise your prices too.
At any given time, I think for most of us, if you have lived normal lifestyle pre-COVID, you probably were more liquid back then than you are now. So at any given time before COVID, it was standard for you to have a certain amount of money in your pocket. But now it's very much different. Guys, I cannot imagine, you will not imagine how many people WhatsApp, SMS each other on a daily basis. Koffie, leen my net 200.
Oh, yes.
Mitch, gee my toch net 'n honey. Neville, this, whatever. And it's vice versa. Okay? There are times that I don't have money. As I sit here now, I don't have any money. A start. I still wait for people to. I still have clients that needs to pay me this or pay me that. There are people who owe me money, whatever. But as I sit here now, it's 25 minutes past 9. Ne? Ich hab kein Geld. Mariet Kai.
Kein Geld.
Ich hab kein Geld.
Ich hab kein Geld.
Kein Geld.
Ich habe kein Geld.
Ich habe kein Geld. Yeah. So
Oh, ich
it's
habe kein Geld.
yeah. So I think mental health in this in this last 2 years has really tested all of us.
Yeah, you had to be a strong person. You really had to be a strong person to survive. And anybody that took their own life because of this, they were strong too, but they lost the fight. But they were strong.
What is the South African guy who committed suicide? The artist
Ricky Rick.
Ricky Rick.
And that was just he got a Africa Bank contract that he's gonna be the ambassador,
Ne?
and this guy committed suicide.
So his mental health issue was definitely deeper than, because we thought it was financial. It's not financial.
It had to be financial and both probably emotional. So because it had probably he just got that money. It took long for him to probably get that deal done, and he thought it was never gonna probably come through.
So when did this deal come through? Did it come after his death?
They actually announced it after, I think.
After his death.
Like under correction, but when I saw it, they announced it on a post where people were saying RP to him, and that's why I was like, and he did a commercial for them. So I'm like, what, why? Was the money not enough that they were probably giving at first? Maybe he was down 5 million and they probably just giving 2 million. He knows, this whole 2 million is gonna be done.
If I can get a 5 or 2 million now, I'll take it immediately.
And Neville, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I almost lost it during Corona, man. I'll be honest. You know, when your life standard is here, your living standard is here, you know, you could have taken care of your family, your immediate family here, and then your parents, your brother, and then suddenly you can't even take care of yourself to be like, yo, how? And then you have a girl here that's like, ek het so gelewe, hoekom sal ek vir my laat sukkel? And a lot of people lost their relationships just through all this because the money is pakkette gegee. I know like 5 guys that got packages like retrenchment packages. And till now they don't have a job, and die geld is al klaar. And I can see suffering in their eyes, like yo, bruh, ek suffer mentally. And I really almost lost it. I had to come back to my mom's house and really try to re-strategize and reinvent myself.
Did you go back to your mother's house?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
And that was like for a month. And then I was like, nah, man, this is changing. Nah, you need to find a way to bloody make money. And that was when those videos just started coming up.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I got a DSTV deal, like a really good deal that actually put me through that. And I was like, oh, God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But really,
you have to work hard you need to find alternatives
I needed to find, because, you know, sometimes the external threat could be an opportunity. So what I checked was everybody's going to spend more and more time on their phones and on TV. Everything is going to be digital. How can I convince companies that I can be the guy that can capture these people on your pages?
Good.
So that's the move that I did actually. And my kid, man.
Janice says, gee maar net ons my vaccine chappie, want ek sal nie met 'n vaksienkaartjie rondloop nie, sê Janice. Joshua Dula sê, can independence celebration money of 25 million, or is it now 2.5, please donate it to Russia for solidarity in assisting the refugees fleeing in Russia. Jou julle jippe Joshua Hadula. No Namibian money will leave here while we are destitute already, unemployment, housing problems, and this money must be sent to what? Solidarity. Julle ai. Moenie kom speel hierso nie. Mutatio Carsons, Moro, welcome and be greeted, Kaufi. Namap, Moro, Womnev, thank you, Moro. Estomich says, I doubt COVID will go away. It might just be part of the flu that we will have to live with. Unfortunately, businesses are still closing down. The impact is rough. It's probably the same for you guys there in Norway, Estomich. Tini says, how so economically or financially COVID decimated most economies, and before we have even had any relief, we are now collateral damage to the Russia versus USA conflict in the Ukraine. God knows what is next. Yeah, we are really collateral damage at the moment. Ailey made us say, can't these people find a new way to celebrate those events? 2.5 million can be used for something that can generate money or help the country where there is a need. I get your point, my sister. Go perform at independence celebrations Joshua Abdullah said, Kaufik, go perform at independence celebrations with Dilimani.
2.5 million.
Yeah, but guys, Wing It also closed its doors. Yeah, true. Tangeni, Teshon says, and they want to train you to run a successful business with such nonsense. Ja, Teshon. Persoonlik sal ek nie kan die gevaarlike drankpryse weer kan hanteer nie.
Ja.
Sal maar net die drank los. Hoekom los jy nie net die drankie, Raymond? Los die drank.
Raymond, kom ons los die drank.
Ja, petrol en Zamalek is nou dieselfde prys. Ja, is waar, né? Let's wait until the petrol dollar is removed by Putin. We are suffocating with price inflation of fuel because of the US dollars. The Saudi Arabia must cut ties with America, says Joshua Abdullah. Gaan jy, Raymond, ek het die fishrod praat nie. Tangeni with the capital. I don't know, Tangeni. I don't know if the tickets are sold out for Friday evening. Kaufi says, why wasn't the dead woman living well? It's because she was dead broke. I'm kurwan. Yeah. Raymond Basson says, depression was the Ricky Ricks problem. Rose says the guy signed already. Mitch did say he speaks under correction. Ricky's death was not about money. He had emotional problems. Okay, what proof do we have that he had emotional problems? I mean, if we say that the guy had emotional problems, how are we sure that he had depression, though? I'm just speculating here. I'm just asking the question.
The thing is, like, they speak as if it's fact that they know the guy suffered depression.
Yeah.
But the thing is, just a week before he died, he posted a video of him and his wife dancing. And his wife looked really not in the mood to dance.
Is it?
And then people on social media were like, yo, she's sending a sign she needs help. Ricky's abusing her. She doesn't want to be in the relationship, and Ricky's forcing her, and what, like, as if the guy was programmed the lady or something like that. And just a week after that, the guy committed suicide. And what was funny for me is where was she when this guy hanged himself at his house, at their house? And he was found in the morning, though. Okay,
we will not be, okay, at least I will not be speculating as to how committed she was. Whether she can my wife really stop me, Mitch, if I want to commit suicide?
No, but like
no, I'm asking you.
No, she can't stop you.
Okay, now why are you asking the question?
I'm just saying, you live in the same, if you're married, you live in the same house.
Mitch,
so in the morning, if
Mitch,
you're found in the morning,
I'm asking you, it's whether it's in the morning, the evening, the day, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Can mevrou stop me from committing suicide?
In your own house?
Yes.
She can, if you
How?
stay in the same house.
How will she stop me?
Opstaan, dan moet mevrou opstaan. Dan sal mevrou kan opstaan mos. So jy sê me mevrou sal net deurslaap as jy opstaan.
Mitch, I can decide today. Ne? I can decide today. Luister hierso. Jy wil mos na jou ma toe gaan. Do you want to go visit your mother? Ja, ek het lanklaas my ma gesien. And I'll take her to her mother's house.
And you're not there in the morning.
And by that time, people's routines, how they run their households are different, Mitch.
Probably.
Okay? So you can't say that, question where was she when he committed suicide?
I just think, like, okay, probably she went out and came in the morning.
Mitch,
she was at her parents'
she
house and she came in the morning.
can't control him taking his own life. Nobody can.
Nobody can.
I understand that part.
But why are you asking the question?
Do you understand?
Where was she?
What I'm saying is...
Oh, I want to hear what you are saying.
What I'm saying is, if you guys live in the same house...
Okay.
And the person is found in the morning... So okay, so you went out to your parents or whatsoever, and you know, like if I suffer depression, you know, as my partner, significant other, that I'm suffering depression, I'm going through this financial stuff and all that. I think what I would do is
The woman now.
yeah, even me, if my girlfriend is suffering that, what I would do is I know this person is much more vulnerable and fragile at this position, at this point, so I would want to be around this person every time to make sure that this person doesn't make the wrong decisions. That person I should be the pillar of strength to that person.
So you feel that she was probably not the pillar of strength to this guy?
No, I feel like, how do people come find your wife in the morning at your house hang, and where were you as the husband?
Kom ek sê byvoorbeeld. Let me use last night as an example.
What time in the morning was it, Mitch?
Yeah. Let me use this as an example. Last night. Last night, mevrou was fast asleep. I forgot something in my car. Okay? I went outside around, it's not after Man United's game. It was around 12 o'clock. I went outside, I went to my garage. I went to go pick up something something from my car. If I had a certain level of depression, I could have hanged myself right there in my garage 12 o'clock last night. And mevrou slaap diep, né? She will only have been discovering my body at 6, 7 o'clock this morning, asking for, no, waar is daddy? Daddy is hier in die kamer nie. Daddy is in die badkamer nie. Daddy is nie waar nie. Maybe daddy's at the car. They would have gone to the garage and find my body hanging there early morning.
So mevrou would not move any time of that night to be like,
Yeah, but
why is
even
my
if she
man-
did, it would still be too late.
Yeah, but
It would still be too late.
You can't hold anybody else responsible for a suicide of another person.
Do you see
I-
the record
I'm
is
not-
what happened? Alright? The homie was in a recording studio
at home.
at home.
Yeah.
And most probably, even you, if you have a home studio which is far away from, the main house, their music is playing, the wife is likely to suspect that you just been there with your music.
Mitch.
Until
Yeah.
somebody walks in. So
No.
those things can happen. Nobody can.
What you guys are doing? I'm not
blaming.
blaming the wife. I'm just saying.
But you're asking the question, where was
I'm not
she?
saying, yeah.
No, but no,
It's not a
that question is you blaming her.
No. I'm just saying, if I knew my person was suffering some kind of illness, was battling a mental illness,
You would,
I would
Jay,
have
how
been
fast?
there.
You be there. So what proof do you have that she's not been there?
It would have been it would have probably been a situation like that where you take out a gun, she takes out a gun, I quickly go somewhere.
Okay,
and
Mitch,
she shot herself.
stadig, go. Before we get into we don't know what you are saying. Say go weer.
The only way that would have happened properly is it's in a situation where it should be that fast that I can't react to that. You know how much time it takes to hang yourself?
It's actually quite quick.
No. You first have to go get the rope, then you must go get the chair, look for a higher place, something strong for you to, it takes time.
Robin Williams, a seasoned comedian, okay, committed suicide in his house. His dear wife found his body hanging in the garage. Had no idea that this man could be suffering from a certain level of depression.
Had no idea. That's the thing.
How? And Mitch, once again, sometimes I do deal with stuff that I don't tell mevrou about. As a man.
That's the thing.
As a man.
Yeah, now we get
Is
somewhere.
that her responsibility that I don't want to tell her about it? Maybe this is what this guy went through. It's the shame of a man. You always want to protect your family. You don't want to burden them with to worry too much, because you
100%.
are her sanctuary, her safe space, her protection. Nou moet ek die vrou sê, ons gaan ons huis verloor. We're going to lose our car. I have stomach cancer. I might lose my life. People act different.
Yeah, no, I
So
understand
I'm
that
just
part.
saying
I'm
I
just
have a
saying.
principal problem with you asking where was she.
I just think that as people, we should do better when we're in relationship with people, and we should be more observant, and we should act more on what our partners are going through. That's just what
Mitch,
I'm saying.
I had a friend six weeks ago who hanged himself.
Yeah.
And we're speculating that the reason why he hanged himself is because a message that he got from his doctor that morning in terms of a severe illness. We still saw him at 3 o'clock that afternoon. And he said goodbye to us. He went home and he hanged himself in his garage. And none of us, none of our friendship circle, and we're a big friendship circle, noticed that anything was wrong with this guy.
Nee?
Nothing. Nothing.
Normal day.
That I will get.
And
Normal day.
he was only found the next day.
Nee?
You understand? Because everybody thinks, oh no, he's cool, he's at home, or he's working somewhere. Okay, no, don't worry, we'll catch up. And then you wake up the next morning, the evening, you send a WhatsApp and there's no reply back. Ah, don't worry, everything is okay. And then the next morning, why haven't I heard? Okay, phone other people.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about Michael or whatever? And then here by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, somebody says, maybe we should just go and have a look at the house if everything is okay. That is how easy that is. And I think we, often the ones that remain behind, not the person who committed suicide, obviously not, but we tend to blame ourselves so much.
Hallo?
But we can't do anything about that. Yes, all the friends have said, yeah, no, we need to be more aware of each other. And, you know,
And we
all
get what you say, Mitch.
and if you go and Google depression, it is a disease. Depression is a disease. You know, so depression is not something that should be lightly spoken about.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that say
Come on.
depression. No, I'll never get depression.
Wait a minute.
You're
Wait a
gonna
minute.
learn.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn.
Tangeni with the capital T says, jy sê jy het met die kleinkinders in die sitkamer geslaap, Mitch. Ja, jong, ons het almal daai oorgekom. I understand what happened to the artists and many other people who had it hard due to the lockdown. For us who trying to farm when COVID hit, we were just coming out of 8 years long drought, then COVID, and then I was isolated for 3 long weeks, says Mutatio Carstens. Laat Mitch ophou, Ricky het dieper issues than money. Kom, Abi, as ek 'n message van Teshon sien, dan moet ek eers lees voordat ek dit lees. Guys, before you take your life, try to reach out to me. That drink with me can save your life. What I want to say is let's drink. Okay, Teshon, we have you. Can we talk about Namdia Samafias? Yeah. Most of these young artists are inspired by Tupac's death, says Muhao. The theory of living large and dying young, that's why they commit suicide. And we cannot ignore the hard drugs involved in the music industry. Sê Muhao, Raymond says, Mitch, ken jy iemand by wie ons die drank kan los? Ricky Rick probably got threatened by the South African mafias. I don't know where that one comes from, says Joshua. Raymond says, Ricky Rick took his father's death very hard. Wow. Now that's something else that you are saying there. He commits suicide at his studio, Mitch, says Penda Nali. Readiness says, Ricky's mental health struggles is well documented on various podcasts. He said it himself. Okay. Now that brings us a little bit closer to what we speculating about. Teshon says he was found by... Never mind. Maxwell Chiero says, a person can commit suicide while there's other people in the house. I had a cousin that committed suicide whilst everyone else in the house was asleep. The speculation was that he must have done it in the early morning hours. Says Maxwell, Neville, things have been open for some time here. Since COVID started, there's no independent celebrations. Now there are talk about a new virus. I'm just fed up with this COVID. It is emotionally, physically, and mentally draining, says Estomich. Very, very true. I feel the same. It's reported that he committed suicide in his recording studio, which is a walk away from his house, says Readiness. Jack and Kesep says, imagine having Mitch as a judge.
Yeah.
Tangeni says, Mitch is trying to be deliberately obtuse. Okay. Daar het Kandara ook vir hom ook komma geskiet. Tayshaun. Okay, daai is 'n ander story. Daai
is 'n ander story.
Is 'n ander story daai. Maxwell says, Mitch, people are not together 24/7 like conjoined twins, brah. Are you and your girlfriend together every second? Mitch, for the matter, you can commit suicide at the office now while your girlfriend is at work. Joshua Hadula says, you can't really stop someone to commit suicide, just as decide for them when to use a toilet. Mitch, people who commit suicide, they planned it, so it ain't easy to help, says Esther Mitch. Helena says, Neville, I think all that the guy is asking is where she was, not necessarily saying that she could have prevented the death, but maybe in a sense as to where she was, hence it's maybe not stated anywhere in all reports or media. Helena, I'm still trying to get my head around, why do you ask where was she?
Do you think you wouldn't be asked if your wife is dead and you come in the morning? You wouldn't be asked the same question?
Okay,
where were you
when
this happened?
If I'm a suspect in a death.
No, you don't need to be a suspect.
Come on.
You would be asked where were you because you stay here.
Mitch, if my body is hanging, my body is hanging from the roof of my garage. Okay?
Yeah.
And the police comes there. Okay? Of course they will ask in the context of what time did you find his body? Okay?
Yeah.
What time? Not literally, because what you are asking.
No, you're trying to make it sound like that.
Mitch, you ask if we rewind this thing, and that is why Shines is standing up.
The question of where she was, Mitch, can only come in place if the body was discovered.
Please,
Wag, kom ons hoor gou.
Just go check who found
the
Ricky,
body was
please.
discovered.
Just check who.
Wag.
You could then say, where was she?
Say again, Shines.
If the body was discovered 2 days later, then you could ask where was she if they lived together.
Yeah.
But if
wait, Terera. Shines is saying you can only ask the question where was she if the body was discovered 2 days later. Continue.
So, if you were saying if the body was discovered in the morning and in a recording studio,
Yeah.
Mitch, I can leave you in the kitchen and say, look, I'm going to the studio, I'm going to record. And you busy there. I did not show anything. And you see, when people are planning this thing, they are aware of your movement.
Yes.
They do anything not to hurt you.
Yes.
They are smart.
So what Shines?
They will do anything without you noticing what they're planning. They'll prepare a masquerade.
So what Shines is saying is that.
And can I say something?
So that people just hear what Shines was saying. Shines is saying that when somebody wants to commit suicide, obviously they don't want to hurt you. They even know your movements and what you are doing and not doing. So they will make sure that whatever it is that they are doing, they will make sure that they are in an environment where they don't hurt you if they want to commit suicide. At least that.
We're talking about a guy that committed suicide in his house where he lives with his children and his wife. We're not talking about a guy that drove somewhere. You see, we are not talking about a guy that drove somewhere that was at his office or what. This was his house. What the perspective that I'm coming from is, if I knew my person was going through all of this stuff, I knew what happened 2 weeks on social media, how my person is reacting. I see my person's body, the men's rakmar, the men's rakvat, they're losing body weight, everything. I know all these things are happening. And I decide to be like, worrying. I would take care of my person. That's what I'm saying. Why would my person go to that point?
So
as people, we just came to that point, like they're saying, like, it's my husband. I can see he's keeping. It's just lies.
Okay. Can I ask you this?
Those kids are grown. Where were they?
You don't know that too, Shines. You are a broker, man. You don't know that. Do you know where the kids were?
Is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So
but those kids are small.
Now I'm asking you, do I know?
That's why I'm saying that question is irrelevant. It's not a
No,
it should be-
listen to yourself. You don't even know where the kids were.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So why are you trying to make yours a fact?
No, what I'm saying is right. If you're trying to, if you wait for
No, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. The kids, my kids stay with me in the house, ne? I've lived with my kid, ne? My son, ne? In the house. My son would look for me every 10 or 15 minutes. My son wouldn't be, he would be like, yeah, vice me, pa. So, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so you're saying that.
So you're telling me people can find my body in the morning in the house.
Guys, let's end this show before we send our wrong message.
Listen.
Oh, you are sending out the wrong
Listen,
message.
I just want to ask you, Mitch. So, do you feel that she should have been a little bit more?
No, I'm trying to look for it, but I don't want to do that
He was
either.
found by his friends, and he's
Okay,
in the
okay.
morning.
Oh, so he was found by his
So
friends.
if you
And
know
his
that,
wife
why are
in the
you
mo-
telling me to go and look for it?
That's what I just want it to be, so you can read it to them.
Nee, wat ek wil vra,
It's a sad
Mitch.
story.
Ja, Mitch, wat ek wil vra is, do you feel that she did not support him enough as his life partner, as his, I don't know if they are
I
married or
just
not.
feel like she wasn't probably more observant of what was happening to her partner
Okay.
at that point. And I feel like we should do more when we have partners that go through this type of stuff.
Okay.
We shouldn't come make excuses of, I don't have to be 24/7 with this person.
Okay.
It's like Jeffrey
if somebody
Epstein.
had told you that about your own
We should
daughter,
have spent more time with Jeffrey Epstein
Jay,
to
kan
make
dit-
sure that he doesn't hang himself in his own jails.
Jy kan dit ophou koffie.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Let me just finish the comment of Helena. Not necessarily say, but maybe in a sense as to where she was. Hence, it's maybe not stated anywhere in. Oh yeah, okay. Mutatio says, Mitch, she was his wife, not his keeper. Come on, man. Dat
Yeah.
was
You
niet.
see, that type of comment.
Ja. Dit was nie Torah nie, waar alles in een kamer gebeur nie. Says Mutatio. Mohau says, Mitch, may I remind you that those that commit suicide are well aware of their loved ones' movements,
We know that.
and they have perfected putting on a front just to avoid being asked questions. Mitch, dit vat net lank as jy eers moet drank gaan koop om 'n ploeg te kry om selfmoord te pleeg, says Raymond. Mitch, you really are being pedantic here. Either articulation is an issue or your facts to the matter are haphazard, says Trini. Kaufman, depression can be triggered by any little thing, says Mutumba. I've noticed always the people that say I will never take my own life that end up taking their lives, says Marsha Limasha.
Yep, we've seen that.
True. Mutumba says never you're in entertainment industry and it can depression because you doing the best out there, but you're not getting recognized for it. That on its own can make you feel helpless because you're spending money to produce this product, but no one to consume it. Mohau say, are you concerned that Mitch is concerned with minor details? Kandara se storie, die polisie het hom gehelp selfmoord pleeg, sê Raymond. Kambikiti says, Mitch, so if your partner got problems, will you be with her for 24 hours? Commenting suicide takes less than your smoke break, says Asino. Mitch, most people don't show those signs until it's too late, says Esther Mitch. Mohau says, I simply hope that all of these male suicides the suicides serve as a warning to the rest of the male population that disregarding emotions is not a sign of strength. Deal with what sorry guys. Deal with what needs to be dealt with first and then take it one day at a time from there. Penda says, Mitch, please just read up. He committed suicide in his studio. He was found by friends after the wife came home and he wasn't there. Readiness says, not in his house, Mitch. It was, okay. Mitch, vrou het geslaap en man het besluit om doodgemaak. Natalie, moet ek as vrou nou wakker bly tot jy loop slaap as man, hier hou op. My kinders het geslaap, moet ek nou groot man ook aan slaap maak. Natalie, that's what Natalie says. Joshua says, understand Ricky Rick house was not a 2-bedroom house. And yet you can't detect someone that wants to kill themselves. Mitch, one never knows when someone wants to end their life. Mitch, what did you put in your tea? Coffee deliberately sitting this one out, says Tankeni. Exidom. Vang nou vir Mitch, he is blaming her because his friends found him and not her. Ek moet sê, nee, Masha, toe ek hoor Mitch sê, ja, sy vriend het hom gekry. I also sort of... Mitch, did his wife have an alarm in her head that notifies her of everything he makes? Joshua says, Mitch, you are behaving like Ukraine. Understand you are being invaded. Surrender. Still too much stigma, toxic masculinity surround that one. I don't see a decline in male suicides anytime soon. What Mitch is saying is similar to people accusing AKA for his ex-fiancés decided to jump out of the balcony. How do you stop someone who's in distress? It's not similar, Mutumba.
It is.
Wait, I'll explain.
Okay.
Wait. And I'll get down to this. Mutumba says, what Mitch is saying is similar, Shines? What Mitch is saying is similar to people accusing AKA for his ex-fiancés decided to jump out of the balcony. What you are saying there is correct, that people are accusing him, and people can't accuse him that his ex-fiancé jumped out the window. If his ex-fiancé committed suicide, why is it AKA's responsibility for the actions that his ex-fiancé took? So what Mitch is saying and what people are saying is, I don't know if you agree.
I agree. People are blaming him because
I think
obviously she's a woman, and he was
Huh?
there when she.
She's
did
a
it.
woman.
And he was there when she.
She's
did
a
it.
woman.
Yeah, and
But what does that have to do with her being?
Can I finish?
But Mitch,
Okay,
why
so
are you
let's not get clear.
why are you bringing
No,
the
don't-
woman?
don't-
She's a woman.
No, listen first.
Let him finish.
Listen first.
Yeah,
never,
Mitch.
never, listen first.
She's a
People were
woman.
together when she jumped, so they were like, he could have constrained her, he could have held her. She came from say he's a Froman, he's much more stronger than her. He could have held her. That's what he's saying. But they don't think like you on this one, like it could happen that fast.
Mitch,
Do you understand? They don't think like what you're thinking. Like you said, you could I could hang myself right now, and you'd notice. They didn't think that of the AKA situation. They didn't think it could happen that fast, and him explaining to them was just like he was the cause. So I'm not saying that I agree with him. I'm just telling you that he done what that is. I'm just saying we should do more. Let's do more.
Mitch, you sound like you are easily triggered by patriarchy. Go.
Nah.
She's a woman.
You just want to make it feel like that.
That's how I feel.
I know the tactic. Don't.
It's not a tactic, Mitch.
It's
It is how I feel about
It
it.
is a tactic, man. I know the tactic never. Do
What?
you know what that
Kom
does?
eens, sorry, kom eens, wat Shine sê?
a bit misconstrued.
Sê gou weer.
The comment you read,
Huh?
I think it was a bit misconstrued because I think the person that commented says what Mitch is saying is blaming the wife of Ricky, similarly to people that were blaming AK on the fiance.
For the wife's ex-fiance. Okay, yeah, I hear
I
what you
just
say.
explain the same
Yeah.
thing to you.
Yeah.
You see what I always say? I just explained the same thing to you.
Okay.
I just explained the same thing to you.
Okay, but now Mitch, you saying she's a woman.
She's a woman.
No. That's what the people were commenting on the post. They were
okay.
saying, she's a woman. AKU could have constrained her. That's what the people were commenting. That's what I'm telling you.
Kaufi say, we have to carefully watch the Chelsea people to make sure they are safe. We need to watch Chelsea players, ne? Yeah,
Yes.
Oskeni, yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
we could also say just give them enough rope. And
Penda say, Mitch, Mitch should take time after the show to go and do some research on Ricky's mental problems and most importantly, information on suicide because it is just sad for someone to reason like this around such a sensitive topic. Mitch should
right.
really just go for counseling. He needs to open up and stop confusing us here on the stream. Tangeni says, asseblief toch. So,
Guys, the show is over.
nee, jy kan
Sit
gaan.
down, sit
We
down.
don't need you.
Dude,
Nee,
Dude, it's not your show. Just
yeah,
go.
yeah, we don't need you.
I'll go with the show.
No, you don't go with the show. You need to go with the flow.
The flow is the illuminate happen. You guys, this is confusing content. We are not. This is not our standard. We must do better.
No,
Just
no,
go.
Yes.
you know what? And it's always it is always. Let me put it out like this. I think for us the somebody else's opinions about things sounds very unorthodox, very not up our alley, okay, and it it becomes difficult to.
I wanted to ask you a question, Neville.
Yeah.
If your daughter is married and she's living with her husband in the house, and her husband tells you he stood up in the morning and just found your daughter's lifeless body in the garage, and you ask, so how did this happen? Where were you? And he says, I'm not your daughter's keeper. I didn't have an alarm. Should I have an alarm to see her any movement? How would you feel?
That is now if he says that. Okay.
I'm
okay.
just asking.
Okay. Nee,
Would
sorry.
you question?
Let me answer.
Okay.
Let me answer. If I ask him, what time do you think this happened or whatever, and he says, "Listen, I'm not your daughter's keeper," okay, that becomes immediately hurtful, painful.
Okay.
If somebody
So
would,
change.
if somebody would say to me that.
So it changed.
Jy kan nie vir my kom vra waar was jy toe my dogter?
Ja, maar is dat sy probleem, Neville?
Maar dit is mos nou nie
Hoe is
sê.
dat sy probleem?
But that's exactly the point. Dit is
Dis wat
nie
ek sê.
maar dis nie wat jy sê nie, Mitch. Wait, you just trapped yourself here.
No, I didn't.
Mitch, you said this woman was supposed to know.
I didn't
Wait.
say supposed to know. I just asked where
You
was
asked
she?
the question but you are implying that she should have known where he was.
I'm saying she should have just done much more to be observant.
Okay,
Like,
so-
I would
so
want,
she-
if my daughter hangs herself, I would want that guy to be able to explain to me everything that happened, like because he was observant of
How
what happened.
will he be able to explain everything? How will he be able to?
Yeah, because they live together, Neville.
I
This is the
can
problem.
live with you but not know
together, Mitch.
what you
It's-
are doing.
That's impossible, man.
Okay, Mitch.
That's impossible.
That's
It's
ek verstaan.
impossible.
Kofi, do you have anything else that you would like to say before
No.
we end the show? Het jy niks meer om te sê nie? Nee, Kofi.
Because
But what
it'll
sense
just
it
go
is-
around and round and
Yeah.
round in
Yeah,
circles.
yeah.
Like, let's just say that. Look, my opinion is that if I'm staying
Finally.
with somebody in a house,
Are you going to say the same thing now again?
Yeah, I'm saying that's my opinion. Neville.
Yeah, I'm saying, are you going to add something new or are you going to say exactly the same thing that you said 30 seconds?
I'm saying it is my responsibility as a member.
You are still saying the same thing.
To take care of my people and know where my people is.
You are still saying the same thing. Is there anything new?
I stand by my opinion.
Okay.
And I think that's.
Okay. Guys, thank you very much for for your pointers here, and surely we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow again, same place, same time. Yeah, Ned, Kofi has got nothing to say. Enjoy your day, guys, and see you guys tomorrow.
Shop, shop.
Mwah.
Star. 5 I'm grinding daily. This is not just what they pay me. 1 o'clock, I'm tired already. Got to work to feed my family. Can't deny that it frustrates me. It begins to drive me crazy. I can't wait to see my baby. Like, come home, I will show you just how much I've been missing you. And I come home, I will put on our favorite song. Where my happiness is free. I can't wait to go home. I know who's waiting for me. When the sun goes down, I'll be dancing with my love. I can't wait to go home. Yeah. What's up, babe? Listen. Summer heat fry, stuck in the dungeon, walking my skin off, trying to make the budget. Do it cause I have to, not because I love this boss in my face like it wants me to punch him. Trying to call but the network is whack. One of the texts but my battery's flat. When I feel like the walls on my back, I remember where you at, hollow back. Hungry, missing your soul food, missing your warm hugs, your soft kisses too. Nothing else that I'd rather do. Daydreaming, I'm coming home to you. I can't wait to go home.